Hello fans of RPG games. Today let's see a lot of upcoming RPG games coming out in 2025 and beyond, since open world RPG to JRPG. So get ready cause there's a lot of games. Hope you like it. Click in the like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much for watching and let's go to the video. Lies of P. Overture is a DLC to the game Lies of P. That's an excellent Souls-like game set in a dark version of the universe of Pinocchio. The original game features a good gameplay and insane boss fights. So if you like Souls-like games you should play it. And the DLC will bring a new part to the story, with new stages, new weapons, new enemies and of course, new bosses.
I'm a friend. Help me to hold your hand and dance.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
The game is being developed by the studio Neowiz, a studio that delivered an insane game with the original Lies of P, so I'm really curious to see this DLC. And it's coming out to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, Windows and Mac in summer of 2025.
I'll do whatever it takes. Your survival is all that matters. Nothing else comes close, not even my life. I swear I won't be late.
Ballad of Antara is an upcoming fantasy action RPG set in a fanciful and magical world with a fast-paced and fluid combat style and is being developed by Tipsworks Studio.
Vanished into the mist.
Why do we have to bear the consequences of such power?
Time.
I pray for their grace.
Embark on a perilous journey, seek out colossal divine creatures and recover lost and distorted essences, set in a sort of open land, with challenging enemies and powerful bosses. The game will be a single player, but you can also play in co-op, so for those who likes to play with friends, this one looks very good, and it's coming out in some moment of 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Microsoft Windows.
This desolate light needs a sprinkle of madness.
Because I was going to make a sandwich. Okay. Let's do it.
You know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest...
Fable is the returning of the famous RPG series from Xbox Games. The new game will be a sort of reboot, but with the same style and personality it seems, and it's being developed by Playground Games. Fable 2025 is going to be set in a fantasy world filled with different creatures from fairy tales, set in a third-person camera, with different gameplay styles. It's a game that your choices changes the events and story of the game, like the classic games. If you played the original Fable games, I think you are at least curious about this one, so know that it's coming out in some moment of 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. PS5 may be confirmed in the future.
Conquer the vegetable. Not a euphemism. Let's face it, the age of heroes is over. This is the age of innovation. This, if you will, is the age of death.
I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there. Make the most of her gift.
The Blood of the Dawnwalker is the new game by the director of The Witcher 3. Yes, he left CD Projekt Red and is now creating a whole new game. The studio is Rebel Wolves SP, and they promises to release the AA game with the quality of a AAA. If you don't know, that's about how much money will be used in the development, so I'm curious to see it.
Don't hurt her!
The game will be set in a dark and immersive open world filled with vampires, and in some moment, the protagonist will be also a half-vampire, what makes it even more interesting. The gameplay will be fluid and with a lot of possibilities, and like The Witcher, you choose the destiny of the world by your decisions, what is always interesting when you want to replay the game. And it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, and Microsoft Windows, with no release date yet.
You never know you are a monster.
Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a new Souls-like game with impressive scenarios and graphics, and the game is being developed by a studio called Linzi. For the people who likes action RPG, we'll be looking forward to this new one. The game is set in the land of Shu during the dark and tumultuous late Ming dynasty, with humans fighting for power and insane creatures.
You. The first signs are really subtle. But over time, it becomes clear. The gift changes you, slowly consuming every little part of your humanity.
Looks really good, and it's coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PS5 and PC, in some moment of 2025. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster is the remastered version of two acclaimed and beloved JRPG games. A hero's destiny is written in the stars. The legendary Konami JRPGs Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 2 have now been remastered in HD. The remaster is being developed by Konami, just like the original games were. The original games were launched in the 90s, so yeah, it's been almost 30 years since they were launched for the first time, and now you that love the original ones, or you that like JRPGs games and never played, it'll be your new chance to have the experience of a classic game like this one. The game is coming out in March 6, 2025 to PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and Series S, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox One. Elden Ring Nightrein is a standalone game set in the universe of Elden Ring. It's not a sequel, and it's not a DLC, but a game with new and old Elden Ring and other Souls game things, like bosses and enemies from other games. It's going to be set in a sort of roguelite system, with some features of a battle royale even, but only against normal enemies, not players, but you'll be able to play with your friends. The game is being developed by From Software, and experience is going to be similar in the gameplay with the original Elden Ring, but the structure will be totally different. I believe it's going to be a great game, but some players won't like so much, I believe, cause it's different, but will be interesting to see things from other games, and also new things. In this new episode of Elden Ring, it's coming out in May 30th, 2025, to PS4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Back in the land of gold.
I do not like this.
All those marked freaks were waiting outside.
And yet none appear to have entered.
How does anyone find anything in a mess like this?
Perhaps to him this is an orderly chaos. Nosferatu trade in secrets. This is merely another way to hide them.
Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is a new action RPG set in an FPS style. It's being developed by the studio The Chinese Room, and it looks interesting. The game is a sequel of the first one, released in 2004, and that's a good game. The new one is set in a modern-day Seattle, on the brink of an open war, and you're an elder vampire. It's one of those games that what you choose or decide will change things and events of the game, that makes it even more interesting in my opinion. The game has no official date yet, but is aimed to be released in 2025 to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. Digimon Storytime Stranger is the next game set in the universe of the beloved Digimon. In the game, the players will be able to find numerous classic Digimon, and the game is being developed by the studio Media Vision Incorporated and promises to be the great returning of the series.
The battle to alter destiny begins. Embark on a journey alongside gods, heroes, and monsters of battle.
Unravel a mystery that spans across the human world and the digital world, collecting and raising a wide variety of Digimon to save the world in an RPG game style, with a lot of places to explore and quests to do. And if you like the series, it's coming out in 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5 and Windows.
The story of a bond that transcends time.
Crimson Desert is a new massive open-world RPG. The game is being developed by Pearl Abyss Studio, from the same creators of the MMO Black Desert. As you can see, the game is going to be a huge open-world game, filled with a lot of different mechanics. Mechanics that we see in other games too, but looks insane in this one.
To nothingness. We seek to correct it.
For those who enjoy games like Assassin's Creed, The Witcher, or even Zelda, I think you are going to enjoy this one, and it's coming out to PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC in 2025.
You have died. For those who have survived, and for those who will live on, this is our mission.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a new turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics and realistic graphics, and is being developed by Sandfall Interactive. Lead the members of Expedition 33 on their quest to destroy the Paintress, so that she can never paint death again. The game features impressive visuals, since the enemies, visual effects, and mainly the scenarios, all that looks really good. This is easily one of the most beautiful turn-based RPG I've ever seen, and it looks really promising in my opinion, so I'm looking forward to play it. It'll be released in April 24th, 2025, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I just need a foot. Aha!
You can turn into a Levron.
The first Berserker, Khazan, is another fast-paced action RPG game, also with a Souls-like approach. The game is being developed by the studio Nipple, and looks insane. The gameplay will be fast and brutal, and you'll face different types of enemies, humans, or creatures, and also those insane bosses that we see in other Souls-like games. But be aware, cause it looks very hard. For the lovers of action RPG games, know that it's coming out in March 27, 2025, to PlayStation 5, PC and Xbox Series X and S.
From the studio that brought you Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, Part 2. Neverwinter Nights Part 2.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a new sci-fi FPS RPG, and will obviously be a sequel to the first game, and it's again being developed by Obsidian Entertainment. We know that the Obsidian is working on About now, and it'll be released in this month. After that they'll surely focus on the development of the Outer World 2. And it's probably going to be in the same style of the original game, a fun open-world adventure.
Wise-sounding voice. And we see a quiet, peaceful setting. And Fallout 3, Part 2. New Vegas.
The game has no release date yet, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows.
Welcome back to the future.
Borderlands 4 is the new adventure of the most acclaimed looter-shooter series. And yes, it's a looter-shooter, but with some RPG mechanics too, and it's being developed by Gearbox Software. If you've ever played some game of the series, you know how it works. It's a fun and unique FPS experience, with quirky characters and a very fun progression, especially if you play with some friend. This promises to be the greatest Borderland experience, and is coming out in September 23, 2025, to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows.
Just run away.
Phantom Blade Zero is a new fast-paced action RPG game, and all the videos and gameplays of the game looks absolutely mind-blowing, and it's being developed by the Studio S game. In the Phantom Blade we see some inspirations in the Souls-like style, since the gameplay style, to the boss fights, but the game won't be exactly a Souls-like game. The graphics looks really awesome, and will surely be a great game when it's released. We still don't know when the game is coming out, but in a new trailer they said that the release date is going to be announced in 2025, so I believe the game is coming out in 2026 or later, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5 and Windows.
Everyone wears a mask! You too! This is a real face!
He let you live? What secret did you sell him?
Monster Hunter Wilds is finally a new adventure for the lovers of Monster Hunter, and it looks a very good one. The game is being developed by Capcom, and looks insane. You probably know Monster Hunter already, but if you don't know that this is a sort of action RPG game, where the main objective of the game is hunt huge and powerful monsters, that's why it has a name. This is going to be the next big adventure of the series, a massive game filled with content, and will be coming out in February 28, 2025, not so far, and will be available on Xbox Series X and S, PS5 and PC. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the first game of the series that will be set in Japan. We'll be able to explore the areas in two different ways, or better, with two different characters, Naoi and Yasuke, which one of them with different mechanics and possibilities, which will make the gameplay of each one really unique, and the game is being developed by Ubisoft.
You are still a
frog in a well. Who knows?
This is going to be a RPG Assassin's Creed in the style of the last one, with a lot of possibilities, weapons, quests and side quests, so it'll be massive, and the game is coming out in March 20th, 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC.
Vengeance.
Ghost of Yōtei is the sequel of the acclaimed game Ghost of Tsushima, and now we're going to play an adventure set over 300 years later. The game is being developed by Sucker Punch Productions, and the players will explore the lands and the surroundings of Yōtei, and we'll see different types of environments through the game, since overgrown areas to cold and snowy places, all that set in the year 1603, with amazing graphics and a huge open world to explore. The first game was really beautiful, so I believe this one will be even more, but to see it we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025, and it's coming out for PlayStation 5.
Arrakis is a test.
Dune: Awakening is a new upcoming MMORPG, and as you imagine, it's going to be set in the universe of Dune, a universe rich with lore and possibilities, and the game is being developed by the studio Funcom, and promises to be a huge and immersive game for the people that loves MMORPGs, or even those that loves the universe of Dune. Rise from survival to greatness and challenge the power of an Imperium in Dune Awakening, a multiplayer survival game on a massive scale. Survive the Sandworm, craft your ornithopter, build a fortress, and ascend to power on an open world Arrakis shared with hundreds of other players. All that playing alone, or with your friends. So if you like the idea, know that it's coming out in some moment of 2025, at least the first version. And it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows. Pokémon Legends ZA is finally a new Pokémon adventure, and will be a huge and massive JRPG experience for those who enjoys Pokémon, and it's being developed by Game Freak. Usually Pokemon is in its core the same thing: catch the Pokemons, battle, advance, evolve, and become the master. And here it's not different, but we'll see the old Pokemons, and also some new ones, what's always exciting. The game is going to be released in some moment of 2025, and as we know, it's a Nintendo series, so it'll be a Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 exclusive. Atomball is a first-person survival game with a unique style. The game is being developed by Rebellion Developments, the same studio of Sniper Elite series. Atomball is set after a nuclear disaster, so you must survive in a destroyed world, exploring, crafting, scavenging, and facing all types of enemies, since humans, to different types of creatures or even machines. For me, what catches my eye in the gameplays was the scenarios, with impressive caves of even overgrown areas. What looks so impressive, but to play it we'll need to wait until March 27, 2025. And it's coming out to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. That's it guys, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and so long.